start fighting, huh?
Yeah.
Here comes the storm.
I know that. I wish the thunder would pick up on the mics. I really wish it would, because that was so perfect. Mm-hmm. Like, time to fight. Oh, which, by the way, I don't know what you've been using for fight music and intro music, but because since I did the audio this past week, because of our whole like Flash thing, I made up new stuff.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to use it or not. Basically, I used the Mortal Kombat music, like the song from the movie, and just compressed it into like 10 seconds of audio. Like, it literally just starts with the gong, and it's just like, fight. Like, that's all it is.
Man, we can make that work.
I mean, I can throw it in trash, too. I mean,
I like those fucking fries.
Yeah, they'll be nestled right in there. And that's in my computer, so I just have to throw my whole computer out.
What are you doing?
Look at those fucking things
So
falling
you
from the
won
sky.
that.
Yeah, I won last week, so... Will brought this one in. I figured I'll use this since I want Will to win one. It's been a couple weeks.
Just because I bring the topic doesn't mean I've lost many of my topics.
You would have thought about this. So, in the gamer universe, we all realize that Konami is quite in the shit, as to speak. They've gone to pachinko games and putting all their graphical fidelity into making those things look glossy as shit.
Which you mean to say is they stole people's fucking technology that they created to make these fucking pachinko machines. The Fox engine,
yes.
Kojima made.
Well, yeah. I mean, he left. They're like, well, we got the master file.
No, they were like, this belongs to us. And he was just like, you know what? Fuck it, whatever, take it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna go create a dynamic fog system all by myself. Shake and bake.
So now they use it to make Metal Gear Solid 3 on Pachinko look like a PS4 game.
Yeah, it's sad. But with that being said, Will's fight's idea was, if you were given the opportunity, how would you save Konami? So when you guys are ready, you can slap meat and then figure out who goes first.
Okay.
I love the slap meat. Ooh.
Guy.
I love how, like, the slapping meat clips. I love it.
Okay.
Oh, fuck, that thing's metal?
Yeah.
I thought that was plastic this whole time. I just thought it was super well insulated. That thing is, like, goddamn bulletproof, bro.
Yeah.
Jason's got a fucking bitchin'-ass water bottle. Says mana, that means God made this. Fuck, I thought that was plastic this whole time. That's like made of tank metal.
It's fantastic. I love it.
Fucking weighs like 90 pounds just to put water in it. Alright, so
surprisingly light.
you won the meat slap, so...
Yes, I did. And honestly, at this point, all I can think of Konami doing is selling off their properties to people that would pay highly for them. Like, Sony would definitely pay a shit ton to get both Silent Hill and Metal Gear. So that they could produce it themselves. Or just get the merchandising rights. And then just fucking be gone. Because
so you're thinking a total liquidation.
Konami's CEOs are making very poor decisions. They've been making these poor decisions for a very long time, and they're not going to change that whole idea of making bad decisions. What
sounds pretty familiar.
See, what they'll do is they'll, like with Bomberman just recently, they'll lend it out to somebody, but they're not going to do well because Nintendo's going to make this one game, and then you'll never see another Bomberman game again.
Yeah.
You'll never see another fucking Silent Hill game again. You'll never see another... I don't even think fucking...
I am still so salty about that.
Yeah, and a lot of people are.
I don't know how many times, like this past time I was making the title card for like the worst game and good franchise, and I looked, just typed in Silent Hill because I was trying to find a picture of the sign, like in the street, and it was like the first picture was like that one of Norman Reedus like standing in the town, and I was just like...
Because here's the thing. These games that people love are never going to get fucking re-released.
Yeah.
They're never going to get made into an actual game again.
Yeah.
And the only way they're going to be able to do that is if another company owns it, because Konami has apparently no interest in creating new games for these IPs.
And you know who I think the best company the Silent Hill franchise could go to would be Rockstar.
I guess. I don't know.
They got a ton of money. They have really good graphics engines. They have a team that
It'd be
cares
fair.
about the games they put out.
Yeah. Yeah, like, what was the last Castlevania game that was created? The Lords of Shadow
Lords
one.
of Shadow 2.
And that was terrible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Patrick Stewart. You tried.
Oh, you mean God of War Bats?
Yeah.
But weak.
Yeah.
Here's Dracula. You're totally weak. Get your ass kicked. Yeah,
I
like,
can't believe that shit.
it's mind-boggling that they have all these amazing IPs that they could make tons of money on, but instead of doing anything with it, they're just letting them sit there in a fucking graveyard.
Yeah.
It's real fucking sad. So honestly, the only way I can see them saving themselves, sell their IPs, go get new fucking jobs.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Bacon.
I don't think they need to sell the IPs. What I think they need to do,
Nude to do.
they need to do,
He wants to see Konami get new.
would be to bring in some indie developers to work on these old IPs. What you could do is you could go out and get these people that want to make a name for themselves in the industry. Let them do it. Just give them the IP, give them the rights to do it. They get a cut, you get a cut, and they can go out and make whatever they want out of your IP. Now, granted, you have final say overall, but you know what? The thing is the fact that you're going to expand, go back in your history, because you have games in your history like that haven't been touched in years. Like, look at Contra. Contra is a game that hasn't had. It had a game on WiiWare, it had a game on the DS, and I think they did something on the Xbox Live Arcade. But other than that, the last time people talked about Contra was when they talked about why isn't it on the NES Classic.
Or they use it as an example as how you do a run and gun shooter.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's the thing about your idea, though, because this is a fight, and I'm gonna
Sure.
butt in
Oh
like
man,
that.
we're gonna start fighting.
Who's gonna be willing to work with Konami, knowing how they treat their employees?
How they treated their older employees. Because here's
well,
the thing.
considering what I'm putting up
Those
with right
guys-
now, I'll work with Konami.
See, we can look at this from a different angle. How much money was Iga making? How much money was Kojima making when they were working for Konami? Now you're bringing in cheaper staff, because it probably got to a point where Konami couldn't pay them anymore. Being devil's advocate here, they probably couldn't afford some of the stuff that these guys had, their vision. They couldn't afford their vision. But you know what? That's not really, their fault. It's not really these guys' faults either. Now, the whole thing just became a disaster, and that's why we have Konami Tears mugs now. but the fact remains is I think Kojima and Iga grew out of Konami.
Yeah, but when you have stars like that on your staff, you don't try and box them in.
Well, yeah, that's
You
the thing.
allow them to flourish,
But
because
they
they're
had
gonna
to start
bring money to you.
They had to start somewhere. Like, you got to think. Like Kojima
I really do
and
love
Iga,
how this is paralleling my life right now. Like everything he's saying, I'm just like, I've said this a million times in the past 2 days.
like, look at it this way. People look at Iga and they think he's synonymous with Castlevania. He's only synonymous with Castlevania after Symphony of the Night.
Yeah,
Everything prior to that was not his work.
I'm aware of this.
So you kind of got to think.
But when
okay,
you think Castlevania, you think Symphony of the Night.
maybe you do.
Most everybody.
I think
will.
64.
But
Shut the
that.
fuck up with that
But
shit.
here's another thing. But that is not the game they used to base the anime off of either.
I know.
They used Dracula's Curse, and
Inferior Dracula.
you know, I just look at there's other series too that they could do. They could actually make a good Adventures of Bayou Billy. That would have been a fun game.
Dude, there is
Had it
no
worked.
one in gaming that's like, man, I'm looking at for a premium Bayou Billy game.
It's the nostalgia.
I can't
factor.
wait to walk around the swamps and beat people with
Everybody
sticks.
knew somebody that owned that game as a kid, and they were all disappointed.
No, I didn't.
I'm surprised.
And I
because
believe, and Will, I think I just solved your problem right there. That's why it never got returned, because it was bad.
yeah, exactly. But now you could actually give that off to somebody that could actually make something out of it. What I'm saying is you own these things
Like
that
Arnita
could be making
Sarkeesian.
you money. You own the entire Hudson Soft library.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Mylon Secret Castle 4K.
You own Bonk. You own Bomberman, which was mentioned earlier. You own Adventure Island. You own I believe they own Parasol Stars. They own Bubble Bobble.
I think Hudson Sauce had their fingers in 3D balls.
Yeah, probably.
We could do a lifelike,
again,
high-textured 3D
maybe not
balls.
Bubble Bobble.
They do own all this stuff.
Yeah,
but
Hudson
they don't want to do anything with it. They're sitting on a gold mine and they're literally just sitting there. Like,
But
maybe
this-
one
but-
day this
but-
will mature into a
but-
nice big cash flow
Maybe
for
the way
us.
you save Konami is you get rid of the management. Maybe that is what you do. Because I feel like just selling it off.
Isn't that what I said?
Hey, that's not how you save a company.
Well, I mean, you said sell everything off and just be done.
So when you sell a company, if you're just saying just sell all the properties out so the properties thrive.
Yeah.
But that's not what the fight is. The fight is that we're trying to save Konami,
you can't
not
save
save the franchises that are part of
How are you
Konami.
going to save Konami?
So your fight is kind of invalid in a way.
Again, how are you going to save Konami when they don't want to do anything with what they have? You want to replace the people there. That's Konami.
I don't know what you mean by that. That's like saying that.
That's like saying, let's save Grindcast by getting rid of Grindcast.
Well, people could get recast.
So wait, you're saying we leave and we just let somebody else do this for us?
But we don't get anything for it.
I mean, we don't now.
Or what we could do is we could just go work on other podcasts and be more successful elsewhere. But that doesn't save
Did you hear
Grindcast.
this?
All that does is save our own asses. That's
So,
what,
did you just tell me what we should be doing? Was that you, like, subliminally, like, dude, abandon the ship. I mean, it's done. Let's just go. We each break off and just do something else.
It's just my opinion that if the CEOs were willing to do something like this, they would have done it already. They've continually made choices to put themselves in this situation that they're in. If they wanted to make money, they'd make the games.
but if the head
Instead, they're making pachinko machines that they put in pachinko parlors that no one goes to.
if the board of directors at Konami came to you on the street and said, "Help us, Jason. You're our last hope."
Why do you assume he's living on the street? That's fucking bad, bro.
I mean, I'm black.
I seen Jason's house.
He's black. You look on YouTube. He's really
He
black.
lives in a nice neighborhood. There's a daycare across the street.
Looks legit.
It does.
I'm still at the block.
Yeah, they come up
If
to
you
you
pay close attention, you'll know exactly what
and they
Jason.
say, "You have the keys to the kingdom. You gotta save this. We're all gonna go broke.
They're already.
We owe
That's
so
not a
much
good-
money to Yakuza that we need you to save this."
That is not a good sales pitch at all. I'd be like, why don't you just keep those keys? Somebody walks up to me and is like,
They're giving
hey,
you-
we ruined this.
I understand what you're saying is you can't help those that won't help themselves. But this is them reaching out and asking you to help.
Well, yeah, and my option is you gotta go. You don't want to do your job, you can't work there anymore.
Okay. But your argument earlier was just sell everything.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he's saying. Just sell it all off, walk away.
They
Consider
don't want to do the job. Other
Consider it
people are
dead.
very willing to do this job.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you could bring people in to
But
do
you
this job.
want to have the same CEOs in charge and hire these young kids who wants to do the job that they're just gonna fuck over in the end. A lot of people are gonna be like, see that and be like, you know what? I have no interest in that.
They
I'll
might.
just go and work with another company.
I get what you're
Sony
saying.
hires-
The fool me once, shame on me.
Yeah.
Fool me twice, shame on
Sony and Microsoft are very
I said that wrong.
like.
Well, you didn't do
popular
it as
right
bad
now
as Bush
for-
did. So,
Can't get fooled again.
Push me, pull you, and
Yeah, Sony and Microsoft are both very highly known for hiring young indie developers right now, especially Microsoft right now. That's like their big thing.
it is the thing to do. Yeah.
Whereas people like Konami, they just were like, you know what? Let's make some more pachinko machines. Don't you just have a bunch of companies that are like asking you to make these games? Pachinko sounds more fun. I'm about 90 years old. I'm an old Japanese man. I don't want to get scared. And
yeah,
Silent
their
Hill.
muscles are hidden, like, you know. It's not happening, you know. It's just, they're withering away. They're getting into atrophy.
I just don't see people either being willing to work with them or getting treated fairly to make their game how they want it.
Okay, so what I'm gathering out of this is that
you make heads out of this.
you think everything should just be sold off, close up shop. You fucked it up too much. There's no way of saving it really, because the management that's higher up is just they're too stubborn in their ways, and it's not going to save anything.
Pretty much.
You want you're still going to have like the same management that's there because we can't really strip it down, but you want them to at least give some indie developers a chance to come in and save these IPs that they have and bring some of the stuff off the bench that's been sitting there forever to try and
Clamor from Bayou Billy.
yeah.
And Jackal, I didn't mention Jackal.
The movie?
Jackal. But this is tough. This is tough because
Fucking double dribble.
I mean this is tough, and I'll say why. Because my original idea kind of went along with what you were coming up with, letting some indie developers have a chance. But at the same time, with something that's going on in my life right now, I wish would kind of go the way of Jason just mentioning, because it's very real. It hits me hard in the heart, and some people deserve to fail right now, as I see. But if I was to look at this as, you know, who was right compared to the question that was asked, I would definitely have to just give it to Will, because Will's saving the company. Jason's just selling it and running off with the bag of money.
Running off with the bag of money? Konami's running off with the bag of money.
Yeah, so you're fucking yourself. They come up to you and they're like, save us. And they're like, sell all your shit and leave. And you're like, okay. What's in it for you? And they're like,
I get to play new Castlevania games. I get to play new Silent Hill games. I get to play new Metal Gear games. I get to play new games
yeah.
that aren't going to get canceled.
But with either side of
creation.
your arguments, I'm still going to be playing new games of those franchises on either side of the argument. So I'm probably going to have to give this one to Will. I feel like kind of just like giving somebody else a shot and then maybe just stepping back a little and letting things go and run and make you some money is a good idea.
It's kind of like when he hands us the book.
Yeah, like hand you the book.
It's not like that. You know why? Because most of the time we just take the book. I just take.
You
the book.
take the book.
Yeah, you do.
I'm just like, oh, thank you for the book. And then I sit here and stare at it. Like, I don't know what to pick.
Well, speaking of handing things off, Winter, why don't you end the episode for everybody then?
All right, I'd like to once again tell everybody to go to riptapparel.com, riptapparel.com. Promo code Grindcast, all capital letters, to get 10% off your entire order. You can buy awesome shirts like these on their website.
I'm sorry, I'm Bruce Willis right now.
Yeah, you are Bruce Willis right now.
I gotta take my hoodie off.
There we go.
There we go.
Bam.
Yeah, I didn't wear my shirt that I bought from there the other day.
That's okay, but we know you have some.
It's like we never get together and like, hey, we're all gonna wear our Rip shirts today, or like, hey, that was like that time that Jason wore his Grindcast T-shirt, and you're like, yeah, I thought about doing that, and I'm like, I didn't think about doing that. Like that sits in there until I have to go out in the public and be like, here, take a business card. I know you won't listen.
And by the way, if anybody is interested in picking up a Grindcast T-shirt, you can just drop us a line at the email is
grindedword@gmail.com.
Bam, you just go on there and just say, I would like a T-shirt.
And if you'd like to sponsor us, same email. It'll
Same
be
email.
down in those lovely annotations.
Can I has T-shirt? Can I have sponsor?
Yeah.
And as always, you can check us out on YouTube, Libsyn, iTunes podcast app. Go on there, rate and comment, because it gets us up the charts. More people can see us that way, because we're higher up on the mountain. Listen, I like the phone here. Just be shy.
Dude, you need to stop fucking pillow talking to our listeners right now. They've turned off like 2 hours
You're
ago.
welcome, earbud listeners.
Like it tickles.
Yeah. And as always, thank you all for listening and watching, and we will catch you in the next one.
Bye, guys.